Michael, so we're just looking at today's lesson. So as we wind your way into that backswing, we're just talking about really trying to hold these elbows together a little bit more, not letting that left elbow rotate too much and get that club too much laid off. The distance and how much these go apart is huge because that left elbow wants to come away and get the club laid off at the top there. So as we look at that a little bit later on from down the line here, so we've got your arms tied up together there and we wind it up to the top, and that left elbow restricts in the amount it can rotate. Therefore gets into a stronger position at the top there, doesn't get laid off as much as what it did, still a little bit, but nowhere near as much as where it was. So when we look at it from down the line here on this one, so we're talking very much about that feeling of obviously that elbow at the top there. The difference left and right is huge, okay, but then into the downswing we're talking very much about if your arms do it, the club gets outside the line there, so into that position here, the club's outside the line of your hands there. So the left arm's away, the club's away here. So if we looked at that in comparison later on here, okay, so we've got the feeling of the hip shift here initially, so we get the hips leading, the hands naturally dropping, okay, so we get the left arm parallel to the target line, we get the club face a little bit more on that inside, so therefore it gets into that much stronger position and gets hitting into the ball from the right place there. So as we look at that a little bit later on here, we've got that feeling of elbows staying tucked in, shifting the hips more, so the hips drive and shift forward. So the difference here to where we started in that centre line we talked about, so when we get to here, the centre line of your hips and your belt buckle there is behind the ball, sternum line is behind the ball. So when we look at it here now into impact, the hip line is now a little bit more on top of the ball, which is great. The centre line of the body is still a bit behind it, but the hip line is definitely further forward. So we get a much stronger, more consistent strike. So well done, mate. Keep working on it, and we'll see you soon.